Hi there! I'm gonna start off this video with a pretty controversial opinion. I don't believe introversion and extroversion exists. I'm not gonna be like, oh, y'all dumb, actually I'm levels above you, but nah, I don't believe it anymore, cause it just kind of boxes you in, right? And to expand more on that, I used to be what you call an introvert, and I thought I would have been for the rest of my life until I realized I actually like people. Which was strange to me because I was low-key like, hey, people, they suck. They're all conniving losers. But they're actually not. So I'm like, tell a story about how I became social, which was pretty hard. So some background. In Form 1, which is like grade 7, I was pretty friendsy, you could say. Class to class, I had friends, right? Even if people didn't like me, I inserted myself into those spaces, right? And once COVID hit, like around March, which is around my birthday, which sucked, I ended up not talking to anybody because I didn't have a phone. You know, everybody had phones. It was just me who didn't have the phone. And I ended up, talking to online friends, being pushed into this internet sphere, which is a whole nother video if I have to go and explain. But yeah, it ended up being pretty bad for my social skills. And fast forward to Form 3, which is like grade 9. I came in, everybody looked taller, they looked hotter. Wait, I'm not saying grade 9 people are hot, that's bad. But they just looked like they were having the time of their lives, right? And I just kind of felt like, oh, I'm really behind. So behind. And it just went on like that for a while until woke up one day, this had to be a message from God, because there's no way I woke up and I was like, oh, I want to be social. But yeah, I was like, low-key, I want to be social because this will not be my life, right? So I took some steps into different things that were kind of awkward for me, and it started off with parties, all this stuff, right? I'm gonna start with my first party, you could say, in 2023 that kind of had me feeling like I was a new person. So I had to go to my friend's birthday party for their 16th birthday in August. Let me just read an excerpt of this party, right? In my little diary, it says right here, okay, so 2 days after the birthday party, I think my behavior at the party was a solid 5 out of 10. I don't think I did that good, just the anxiety talking. And I had 5 social scores for myself. I had socializing, which was an 8 out of 10, overwhelming anxiety, which was a 10 out of 10, impulsivity, I didn't even know that was included, a 9 out of 10, and making others happy was a 7. But yeah, that whole party was kind of just me getting out of my shell, talking to these people. Like, when I look back at it, it was so fun. But the whole time, I was just like, yo, everybody hates me. Everybody thinks I'm a weirdo. They probably like, oh, why is a weird kid here? Because I consider myself weird because, like, I just felt like how people treated me at first was kind of come up to me. They'll just be like, hey, can you draw me? Or, hey, can I borrow your homework, please? Stuff like that. So I felt entirely outcasted. After this party in particular though, right, I started to get closer to this group of people, which led to me over analyzing social interactions. Every single time I'd come into contact with people, I'd just be like, okay, they probably still think I'm weird. Oh my gosh, this joke probably upset them. What if they didn't like this type of humor? And it just ended up messing up my brain, right? And I ended up also seeking validation through competitions and other things, because I was like, okay, people will like me if I get first place in this thing, or if I win for our team, and things like that. And overall, it just felt like it was such a burden to socialize, to the point when I went home, girl, I didn't talk to anybody. Why am I saying girl? You're probably not a girl. Anyways, but yeah, I didn't go and talk to anybody. I was just kind of like, okay, texting this one person and boom, go to sleep, because I could not handle socializing after a whole day of socializing and pretending and all this jazz. And it took a toll on my mental health as well, because I was placing my self-worth off the basis that okay, this social interaction went well, that means I'm here. This social interaction went well, that means I'm all the way at the bottom of HE double hockey sticks, which obviously isn't good. However, after much trial and error, many awkward spots I was in, many awkward events, I kind of got better at talking, to the point where I just didn't think before I spoke. And I know you're supposed to think before you speak, but genuinely, focusing on the conversation helps so much. And I am so glad I went through that period where I thought I was like a social reject or something, so that right here, right now, I can be like, oh, I'm actually goated. Wait, I'm goated. Which is good. If I had to change one thing though, I would definitely stop being a people pleaser, because that was how I thought I could be social. Obviously, don't be a people pleaser, right? So today, you the viewer, I'm gonna leave you with this. Don't base your self-worth off of how you socialize with people or how people treat you. Base it off of yourself. You know, if you're religious, base it off your relationship with God. Don't base it on how people treat you, because you're gonna end up like an insane person, which isn't good. So bye. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate it.